time for us to head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about the quarterback and the head coach.
Why is it that this organization, this fan base, the national media always want to move to something better? They always try and push people out the door because something didn't go their way. This organization's finally tasted success. We finally have building blocks in here. If there's a viable option, Russ, Rodgers, somebody. If not, what's the point?
And Scott Petrak, Browns beat reporter for the Elyria Chronicle-Telegram, as well as BrownsZone.com. That's kind of where I'm at with it. If you're going to move on from Baker Mayfield, tell me to who.
I'll tell you what, I think there is plenty of sense to that caller's message, right? If it's not one of those top 2 or 3 guys, do you need to make sure it's an upgrade, right? To me, Derek Carr strikes me as an upgrade. I don't know if he'll be available or not, but he's a name you hear. But is Jimmy Garoppolo an upgrade? Is Kirk Cousins necessarily an upgrade? And those are a couple other names that, you see as possibilities. I think the Browns would definitely have a decision to make in that regard. Are you just making a change to make a change? And it's about perspective. I agree that, when they talk about, you can find a better coach than Stefanski, I completely disagree with that. But me personally, I'm in a different space with Baker Mayfield where I think it's at least worth exploring whether or not you can have an upgrade there. But I know people have different opinions. There's different opinions on both those guys out there.
Yeah, you want to start a fight, have an opinion on Baker Mayfield with a Browns fan. I'm kind of with you. I'm not interested really in Jimmy Garoppolo, not really interested in Cousins, not really interested in Marcus Mariota. Derek Carr intrigues me. And beyond that, the guy had a pretty good year a season ago, and I think the real thing has to be, and we've talked about this before, you and I don't know how severely limited he was from that injury, and the Browns may not completely know, but what I do think is he had to change the way he throws. There's going to be a number of things that have to get cleaned up mechanically once he gets back healthy with his shoulder, with his non-throwing shoulder.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And, Van Pelt said last week that he didn't think it'd be that difficult for Baker to go back to who he was, and obviously that's what you would hope. The injury obviously affected. The concern for me is that it's not as simple as just saying he played poorly because the left shoulder and he was inaccurate because of the left shoulder, right? There's decision-making questions. He holds the ball too long. There's an example of him missing guys open. There's examples of him missing guys open, and those aren't necessarily related to the shoulder. So I think it's a bigger picture issue, but you can't discount what he did in 2020. And I think the hope would be that you get him back there, and then you surround him with the right talent, you surround him with the right scheme, and he can be the guy you need him to be.
Yeah. So you want to be a GM for the NFL? Those are the decisions Andrew Berry has to kind of weigh through as he makes that decision about the quarterback.